Alright, we are live to the world, showing people a different portion of the room that I normally film in.
Yeah, you should have just showed everybody yourself as a ghost.
So the lighting in the morning is so bad that it makes my skin glow.
Yeah,
and it looks super spooky.
Yeah. I think we should have just said it was like a sci-fi.
Yeah, it's a stylistic
deal.
choice, of course.
It's like a robot in your comic thing. So it's just sci-fi.
Right.
Sci-fi themed stream.
So today we are launching, I think this is the right window, Ellie the Eliminator, a comic which I believe the third one only you have read so far. What did you think?
I liked it.
You liked
That's
it?
what the claw. Yeah. That's what, yeah.
The third one.
I don't
The
know.
one with the new character.
I don't want to give away the jokes.
I think I might have already posted that one particular joke.
I like that
where
one.
she's like getting the crystal out of the, what do they call those? The claw machines?
Yeah, I guess they're just called are they called? No, it's a claw machine. It's not a gacha, right? Gachas are the other things.
I don't know what a gacha is.
It's like where you have those bubbles that you pop up and they have like the randomized toys.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it is a claw machine.
Yeah. And she has claw-like hands, so she can't get it. But yeah, so this is a, I guess, kid-friendly comic. I rated it like 10 plus, but that's mostly just because I'm not sure what parents consider to be kid-friendly these days.
Yeah, well, I feel like if a 10-year-old can handle it, a 9-year-old can probably handle it.
Probably.
Like, I think the only like age restriction would be like if the kid's dumb. Like they don't get like what's like going on or whatever. But because like in the Incredibles or whatever, like the superhero gets sued in the beginning.
Yes.
And like a little kid doesn't get what's going on.
Right.
Like that's too complicated.
Yeah, when I was a little kid watching The Incredibles, I didn't understand that the guy who was suing Mr. Incredible was trying to commit suicide.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, he fell. And then he got hurt when Mr. Incredible saved him.
Well, I thought he was just stuck up there because like he was having like second thoughts or something. Like he was like scared up there, so it's like, oh, maybe like a supervillain put him up there. As, like,
right, or something like that.
That
Bon Voyage just like threw him.
Yeah, well, that happens to like Lois Lane and like Gwen Stacy. That's why she was up there.
Yeah, they get like tied up on a building or something.
So I thought it was just like one of those things. It was like a Kmart, like.
Kmart? What?
You know
Where
what
are
I mean?
you
Like,
going with that?
Like a Kmart hostage.
A Kmart
you know what
hostage?
I mean? Like instead of getting his love interest, it's just like anyone. Like,
right.
It's
just
like
your local supermart.
Instead of getting like Oreos or something, you get like Whole Foods, like JoJo's or whatever. Like you get like the off-brand hostage.
It's perfect. Oh, hey, people in the chat. We got some people joining us this morning. Yeah,
Hello,
it's a
people.
very, very early stream. Definitely, mostly because after this, we're going over to Adam's house. We'll do some video game live streams over there, which will be fun.
Ooh, Dead Rising,
Look out
maybe.
for those. Yeah, Dead Rising. You want to play Dead Rising?
Yeah. I want to show off.
I've never played it.
I want to show off in Dead Rising 1 because I remember all the stuff. There's always like hidden weapons, and I can like in my mind, I can like remember like how to get everywhere. I played so much of that stupid game because when you're like, I don't know, when you're in high school, it's like every day like you just like school sucks, so then you go home and you like play some stupid game like way too much. Like it was like, and then you get caught in these droughts that you don't really on like. This is before I was like PC gaming. It's probably middle school I played Dead Rising actually, but like you get caught in these droughts where there's like nothing good. So then like that doesn't really happen on Steam though because there's so much stuff. Well, maybe it's just the fact that more games have come out that are all like manageable. Because it's like, okay, I'm bored of Dead Rising. Do I take out the N64 and play Banjo-Kazooie? Like it's too far. Whereas now it's like
Right.
you're tired of Dead Rising 1. Well, there's 2, 3, and 4. You
Right.
know, so
Just smack on another one. Tis the American way, maybe. But yeah, so the thing about this comic is it's kind of like a Terminator parody, where she gets sent back in time to eliminate a kid.
yeah.
Or well, I guess it's more like Terminator 2, because the first Terminator, he's trying to eliminate the mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. That like diminishes how fun it is, I guess. Like it's
What?
like
Does it?
well no, I think it's like I don't know. It's like
You think it's
like
good on its own type thing?
Yeah, I think it's like it's kind of like simplifies. Like I mean, it's a go back in time and kill somebody plot, but I don't know. I guess that's.
Well, my point was that because it involves trying to kill a child, I wasn't sure how kid-friendly it was. But it's mostly slapstick stuff. So it's like there's no blood or gore,
Yeah, well, I don't know.
And it's
like,
drawn in this style.
They're trying to kill people in a lot of shows, right? Like
I guess so. I mean, like a lot of superhero shows.
The whole premise of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy's, he was there to kill the kids, right? And then
no, I think he like killed their hamster or something, and then they made a deal with him.
Okay.
And he lost the bet, so he had to be their friend.
And then like
that would be more interesting if he was there to kill them.
And then what is it, like Kim Possible or something? People are probably trying to kill her.
Yeah, there's probably some killing going on.
Like superheroes, they're always like
yeah,
they're trying to kill people.
Yeah, but if you see like stuff nowadays on I guess Cartoon Network, it goes like completely different directions, because one direction is like, oh, this is mature and stuff, and then the other direction is like, look at the wacky cartoons. But I think, well, actually, Cartoon Network, I think it's just mostly wacky cartoons.
They used to have Toonami on that channel, right?
Yeah, I think they still have like Adult Swim and Toonami.
Yeah.
Where they have like anime
shows.
And the shitty.
Here's the question though, like, is there anyone of any age that would like rather watch like, I don't know, like one of those like very childish cartoons over like some kind of like Dragon Ball Z or something, like something that's on Toonami? Like I feel like every kid would just stay up and want to watch Toonami.
Oh yeah, I would imagine so.
Like even
of course.
as like a little kid was like Sesame Street. Like, you're gonna show me like Sesame Street, and you're gonna be like, but there's explosions.
Explosions over here. You're gonna want to see that. But yeah, well, what they do is I told you about this before, but they have like all these different shows where they say that it's aimed for kids, but it's clearly aimed for adults who like kids stuff.
Oh, like
the She-Ra reboot, where like they're all lesbians. That's real.
I didn't know that. There was some show that was like, oh, no, I guess that's for adults. There was like some show where it was like an over-sexualized like gay kid. And one of my friends was like complaining about it. It's like, I don't know.
Over-sexualized gay kid? What?
Yeah. I don't know. It was like some sitcom. I don't know if it even like got made. I think it might have just been like a pilot. People were complaining about.
Refresh your page. Oh yeah, we'll keep the backer account refreshed. There we go. We got one backer.
Woo!
High five. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Close enough. Thank you, Maverick. That's good stuff, man. But yeah, so that's basically the idea behind Ellie the Eliminator. It's just like a goofy thing. I like kids' cartoons. Not the type that are secretly aimed at adults, but they push it to kids. Not really those. Not She-Ra, but
like My Little Pony is kind of like that, right?
Is it? I've never seen the My Little Pony remake.
I can't honestly tell you that I've watched an episode, but I know I've definitely met a lot of adults that are like really into.
Oh yeah, the brownies.
Or Pegasisters.
Oh man. I hear that people on Twitter are especially mad at bronies these days. Yeah. But how long have you two been together? Oh geez. What has it been, like 4 or 5 years?
It is not.
It's been since like 2016.
I feel like Trisha has a tendency to like round up, and then I'm always like, no, I didn't forget that
16,
anniversary.
17, 18,
Didn't pass
19,
yet.
20, 21. 5 years.
But oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. But I got you like stuff. All right. It's just weird with the pandemic because like you like go
your
out
sense
someplace.
of time.
Because like sometimes we go on like vacation or something.
45 years.
Yeah, 45 years.
Yeah, that's
4 or 5
quite
years,
a long time. Yeah. But yeah, I know my shit. That's a better high five than before, at least.
I think you just flinched. You couldn't handle the intensity. We'll try again next time. Like there's like a backer or something.
Okay. I'll keep refreshing the page for more high fives.
I'll wind up like was you haven't seen like all the Karate Kids. There's like some Karate Kid where like the secret. So instead of crane kick, they get like different moves, and one of them was like this, and he slaps the guy in the face.
Like one of those dances.
It was like so they have like the like the drum thing that has the strings. You go and then like it was like that somehow. It was like instead of a crane, it was like that. And he just goes like this, and I think he just like slaps the guy in the face and beats him. He was like just like a sprinkler, like getting ready.
Oh my gosh, that's so silly looking. But yeah, I mean, I think the stuff that I make for kids is like, it is funny and silly without talking down to them too much.
Yeah, man.
Which I think is hard to accomplish, but it's worth trying.
I was like a demon child when I watched like Sesame Street. I got like, or any like kids cartoon, I got like really angry, like they were condescending me.
Right, you hated SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, yeah, it made me really angry.
A lot of people consider SpongeBob to be like more of an adult comedy though, because of the jokes.
No, I wanted Squidward to like slit SpongeBob's throat. I was done with that.
Destroy.
But yeah, no, I liked it. The Ellie thing. Yeah, I thought it was good. And I feel like a kid would probably enjoy it more.
I do have to say, my art from like the very first comic versus the newest one, it does look quite different. It slowly became a little bit more simplified and then refined again.
It's got a nice palette, I think.
Oh, thank you. I got the color stick eye.
Like Ellie, when she's got like the pink hoodie on or whatever, I think the pinks and the blues go good.
Yeah. It's good to like find complementing colors.
Yeah, I'm excited that it's gonna be like a physical thing, so that I can give it to like as a gift.
Well, yeah, that was my thing. I wanted to eventually get it printed because I want to give it to my nieces.
Yeah.
Because you know Maddie and Ellie.
I'm an uncle. Well, sort of. I'm like a great cousin.
A great cousin.
Technically a great cousin, but I'm an uncle because I say so. But yeah, I want to give my nephew. I'm gonna give my nephew a copy.
Cool. You think he would like it?
I don't know. There's been he was like born in the pandemic. I haven't like I haven't like spent any time with him.
Okay, so
he likes.
You probably can't read.
No, probably not. But he likes the woof woof, which is my dog.
Oh.
And
Cool.
he video called my aunt video called my mom constantly and says we're calling to see the woof woof, and then like
That's
my mom
so cute.
my mom goes and runs and finds Gurgi, and he's like
Woof woof.
Gurgi's always happy to say hello.
Aw. Yeah, your dog does look like a woof woof.
Yeah.
Very shaggy.
There's my brother's dog begs like a Disney cartoon where they like do their eyes up first. They do like that. Like,
Oh yeah, my dog's good at that. Lucy, with those big bug eyes. Thank you for the $2, Maverick Christian. I've never seen a murderous robot look so adorable. Yeah, that's it. That's the selling point.
yeah.
She's like very bad at eliminating her enemies.
Yeah, spoiler alert, there's not a lot of like blood and gore. She doesn't really when you're showing the hammer, she doesn't really like crush him to death beneath the hammer. There's
That would get dark very fast.
broken bones and blood everywhere. No, it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
You catch some reference. I was wondering if I should put more references in the background, if I should add more objects floating up, but I don't know.
that's Sonic.
I don't know, Adam. Is it?
What was his hands? His hands are yeah. There's like some kind of thing with like Chris Chan was like freaking out because like the hands were wrong. On like one of the the new Sonic TV show or something like that.
Oh boy. Was it actually Chris Chan? The
That's why he maced the guy in. I was about to say
in
Blockbuster.
GameStop.
Yeah,
GameStop.
I'm glad you messed up too. I was about to say Blockbuster, but yeah, GameStop.
Yeah, I did see that video. I didn't know that was related though.
It's like happened twice though, because I've seen two separate videos of him macing people at GameStop.
Really? They were separate? Were
'Cause
they
there's-
actually like separate occasions?
One guy sees him pull it out and turns fast enough that he gets it on his cheek, and he's like, "Oh boy!" And then he just goes into the back.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because like if you get hot pepper on your like skin, it burns.
Yeah.
Especially like the worst is like when you have hot wings, like your lips are always like. So I can imagine getting shot in the cheek it probably left like a mark, but it's not obviously as bad as it going into your eyeballs.
Oh yeah.
Because all my experience with peppers, touching your eyes is the bad move.
Yeah. It's the bad move. What were you saying before that?
Oh, he was freaking out because the hands were wrong on like a poster or the thing. So he's going around to GameStops macing people to tell them to like, get rid of
Take it down.
Yeah, because like
I'm entitled.
they did like a TV show or something like that, and then they redrew him and they drew the hands different. Like it was like his hands are fleshy originally, like I think like you drew, but then in the cartoon they thought that looked like odd, so they drew it like blue, like the rest of him.
Huh.
But you know,
I didn't know there was a newer cartoon that showed his hands. I think the newest cartoon was like Sonic Boom.
I think it was Sonic Boom. I don't know. This was a while ago because that video is like pretty old now. The basic people GameStop.
Yeah, makes sense. There's going to be another Sonic cartoon, and I think it's going to feature the Sonic verse.
Like
all the different versions of Sonic.
Oh, okay.
I think anyway. I'm not entirely.
I thought you were talking about like the Pikachu thing.
Oh yeah,
Whatever.
they're gonna cross over with Pokemon.
No, like he
The Sonichu.
yeah, that's what it's called.
That would be interesting. They like pay Chris Chan. He's like, come on, man, you love Sonic. We want to feature your character for the memes.
That no, definitely no. You wouldn't want any kid to like look up where this comes from and be like horrified.
They did have like that one meme in the movie. What was it? Sonic. They had Sonic the Hedgehog drawing.
Yeah, I think that is way more harmful than putting what's it called? The Chris Chan stuff, because there's that video clip where it's like the Sonic whatever, and they loop the theme song over and over again. something about how that video is made. It will blow out the left speaker on your computer,
Mm,
and it's just like
not good.
whenever someone people have sent me that before, like having zero idea that the left speaker on their computer has been blown out. Just like it's so annoying. Yeah, like Connor sent it to me, and then he was saying like there was some band that like his friend bought an EP for, and the last track breaks your speakers because they wanted it to be like more metal or something.
Oh my god, that would piss me off.
Yeah.
Such a bad idea.
Yeah.
But yeah. She's in the middle of another brilliant elimination plan where she turns the gravity off. Brilliant, yeah. Mostly I just like drawing space.
Yeah.
It's just fun. But yeah. So, how you guys doing otherwise? It's about 10 a.m. here. Yeah, sounds about right. It's like 9:51 right now, so 10 p.m. We went full circle.
It burned your fingerprints on your arm. Oh, the oils, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can wash your hands, and then if it's like, whatever, natural, or like it's like from actual peppers, there'll be like oils from the seeds, and I can tell you that does not leave your hands very easily. I wash my hands. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
I knew where that was going.
Yeah. You need to use, pro tip, you need to use dishwasher soap because that has a grease cutting element in it that will get rid of the oil.
Especially Dawn.
Yeah, but you don't want to just use regular soap no matter how many times you do it. It's
got moisturizer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be quite dangerous. But that's all part of the reason why I don't like having spicy or hot stuff. I feel like anything that physically hurts me is probably a bad thing to eat.
Yeah. I mean, for the record, I did scrub very thoroughly, as you suggest. But I washed my hands like 3 separate times. I like dried them and then washed them again just to be sure. But I was cutting habaneros. Also, habaneros taste like farts, so I don't even know why I bothered.
How long does it take to write a script and draw one issue? Well, Ellie in particular, this comic, or comics, I guess,
What?
Nothing.
That's my knee.
For this, usually I would do it, for the most part, organically. Like I would have a story in mind and an ideal way to end it. Then I would thumbnail. Then I would draw a draft. Then I would have someone read the draft, do some edits, and then ink and color.
It's like 2 hours.
Well, I remember when I first did the very first issue of Ellie the Eliminator, and I didn't know if I was going to do more at that point, but I thought it would be fun to do more. I got it done in like 2 months. Just because I was inspired and in the moment and having a manic episode.
Yeah. You were working on other projects simultaneously, I assume?
No. I think it was just Ellie at that point.
Yeah.
I guess I am working on other projects besides Ellie now, but I'm basically done inking the 3rd issue, which is this, and all I really need to do is like color it and maybe add some like in between pages, do a mini comic at the end, and then yeah, it'll basically be ready to print because most of it is done already. So that's it. Oh, by the way, I didn't want to use this video for like the trailer on Indiegogo. I was originally going to do an animation, but it just took a while for this one last person to get their lines recorded. So I'm gonna, hopefully like next week I'll have that figured out. Side note, any animators looking for work, you can make some quick bucks over here.
Can pay in exposure.
And with money. Have you seen Twitter lose their mind over a bad photo crop that led to people thinking that their character was black but was actually... Oh, yeah. But, I don't really blame them so much about that because it's like, that was a weird stocking. I've never seen a stocking go up over the stomach. And if you know it's a stocking, then you can be like, oh yeah, that's not actual skin. But if you don't know, it looks like it's black, basically. But I don't know. It's like such a shrug moment. I don't think that they know of the series. I think that they've just seen the promotion for the series and thought, oh, cool, a black character. And then we're like, oh, she's white. Boo. Like, I don't think that they read the series at all. I think that they're just Twitter people doing Twitter things. Do you know about that? I assume not. No,
but I do know about like people like weighing in on comics that don't like read them. Because like I know Moon Knight didn't sell and stuff.
Let me see if I can like, just so you know what I'm talking about. It was like this. Do they have like something that shows the crop? Yeah, that's the crop, right? So that's a stocking. That's not actually her skin.
That goes pretty high.
Yeah, right? It's a little bit bizarre to go all the way up to the stomach, and then that's the full. So like all of a sudden, it's just like, yeah, she's pale. But,
I don't know. It looks like the color of a stocking would be though.
Yes. It's just like kind of unusual to have the stocking go up to the stomach. So I can understand like people only seeing this crop and thinking that she's supposed to be black, and then maybe.
How excited can you possibly get over the series if that's all you see about it?
Right. For the record, this is a slave harem series, so were they really gonna read it anyway?
What?
Yeah. It's a slave harem series.
I'd always my understanding of harems is that like nothing ever happens and it's just like one gigantic why aren't you watching porn?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I guess if they're all slaves, then maybe something will happen.
But yeah, I think there was someone who tried to like fix the art by like making it match.
And they did a bad job, though.
And they were like, well, they were basically just like, my point is that her skin tone doesn't match because she just couldn't, I guess, didn't understand that it was supposed to be a stocking.
Mm.
Which I guess it's fine. I mean, I guess the only implication that it's a stocking is the fact that it's discolored and that it has like these shiny parts, right? Because there's no texture on it.
I feel like without you telling me that, I would have just assumed it was a stocking. Or not a stocking. I would have assumed it's like some kind of skin tight, like, pants.
Yeah, maybe. But I can understand people being confused and needing to be corrected. You love the name of this article, by the way. Critics complain about representation in slave harem.
By turning slave character black, of course.
Yeah, it's bounding into comics can be funny sometimes. Is it possible to order 2 copies and not pay for shipping twice? Well, shipping would increase if I'm sending 2, I think, because it charges by weight.
Yeah, it might not. The cost wouldn't increase that much, I guess.
I think that there's a way on Indiegogo to do add-on perks. I have no idea how to do it though. I've like searched all over Indiegogo. I can't figure it out. But the idea is that you would have certain items that they can add on to their current order. So if they were like ordering a comic book, they could add on another comic book and not paying more in shipping. But then I guess I would have to like increase shipping if the price goes up. I don't know. The fact that the character is an 18+ slave, so people quickly backtracked the representation thing. Yeah, that's quite a thing to be complaining about. But like I said, it goes to show that they didn't know what was going on. They don't know the series.
I feel like that's pretty common. Like people,
they just saw the post.
Yeah, people like just complain to like push or like to pull at the tug of war, not like to really like. They're not like talking about the thing that they're commenting on. They're just like trying to just throw in a vote that like stuff should be a certain way.
Exactly.
Because like you remember like Ghost in the Shell or whatever, like the live action movie, like Motoko Kusanagi like has a Caucasian body.
Caucasian robot body.
Yeah, she like bought an American model or whatever, and then so it like makes sense that she would be American, like she would be played by like a white person, but everyone's
like, didn't the writers like endorse Scarlett Johansson for the role?
I don't know, but like I don't know. I know everyone was like super mad about that, and even when I told people that was like how it was in the show, it wouldn't stop them. Like they'd just post another thing like next week. Like it's like they couldn't like process stuff that didn't agree with them.
They just didn't want to say, okay, you're right, never mind.
Yeah.
A lot of people have that problem though, with just like admitting that they were wrong or that they didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they really went out of their way in the Ghost in the Shell movie to show that like originally she is Asian, but the robot body is different.
I feel like anyone who saw the movie wouldn't have any problem with it, but people were just whiny little baby bitch boys. Also, Bato was not big enough. That's a real problem. He should have been like he's huge. Like he's like, I mean, not that the guy was like small or anything. They picked like an okay human, but like I'm used to seeing like the anime or whatever.
Yeah, like, in Alita they made like the big guys look really big. Like they look.
They tried to like make it like this backstory why his eyes got turned into salt and pepper shakers, but like I would kind of be fine. I feel like they should have been more comfortable to just have him not have eyes, like just have him have the prosthetic eyes from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes explaining makes sense. Sometimes people over-explain.
You know, it's interesting. I was asking my brother if he could figure out some kind of better price for like printing or whatever, and then like when he was pumping up the issues to like 1,000 copies or whatever, he was like, "Oh wow, the price is like really good." And then he's like, "Oh shit." There's so many comics that the shipping is now in freight, so it's like the same. You pay like the same price as like shipping like a couch or something, because it's like there's so many comics. The weight has now brought the price back up.
Oh yeah.
Because he's like, man, 700 to like 900 isn't that big of a difference. Like you don't get that much of a savings, but then if you just go from 700 to like 1,000, it's like barely that much more money. But then this shit
goes down so much.
Can you fit 1,000 comics in your car? Is the question. Like if it was that much of a savings, would it be worth driving to like the factory?
I mean, I could probably fit 1,000 comics in my car. You saw like Oh Girl.
Yeah.
I got like 500 copies of Oh Girl for that campaign. I think.
Oh, so you know what 1,000 comics looks like.
So it was like 4 of those boxes over there. And I could do like another 4 more. Sorry.
Oh.
See.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're like
that's easy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not that much.
I was imagining you having to like sticks up under the seats so you could see out the back window. I was imagining you having to like break down all the comics like loose in the car so they would fit.
Yeah, if they just stuck all the comics into one box though, that would be a cumbersome bitch. I prefer that they sent it in separate boxes,
So yeah, it'd just be 8 of those boxes if it was 1,000, because you said 4 for
Yeah.
500. Yeah.
So it's not
Easy.
like-
I would have thought that it'd be like something like crazy, where like you can't have another person with you in the car. This is so many comic books.
Right. Ugh. But yeah, people are talking about Makoto.
That's another interesting thing. Is like everyone's got like cyber brains. So like, you know, like it's like weird because it's like, oh yeah, it's like I have a cyber brain, totally normal. You weirdo with your prosthetic body, and then like I don't know, this one has like both or whatever. And then it's like all of a sudden that's like crazy.
How they choose what is taboo and strange in their universe.
I always thought it was like a bummer, like how the shaft that the like what are they called? Androids, the people with like the white blood, like the big hulking monster things. I always thought it was like lame how they always got the shaft. Like they always lose. Like they never like everyone's like scared for a second, but then they get like zoned by like everybody because everybody's so fast and cool.
One episode, Bato questions her, saying she wasn't attached to her past, but had backups of the same body.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that being interesting.
That is interesting.
It's like he's like
she can't get back her original body, but she can try her best to keep the one she has now.
Yeah, and it's gotta be expensive, right? It's probably like a car price to get a prosthetic body.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that's gotta. That's like a weird. I remember there was one episode where he was like, "Why don't you have like a male body?" And like she was like defending it like very mechanically, and like he's like, "Yeah, right" or whatever. But it's kind of an interesting thing where they're like they're breaking down everything like physical, like with because it's like it's Cyberpunk. It's like the bodies are no longer like sacred like they are like now. Like if someone's like. Whatever. Anyway, it's like an interesting part of like Cyberpunk is like how much they mess with the bodies and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't watch too much of the original Ghost in the Shell anime, but we did see the movie together, and I thought the movie was pretty meh.
I think all you need to watch of the original anime is Bato zoning the entire Yakuza, and then the end of whatever arc that is with the guy who has like bald and has all the scars and whatever, he gets like shot in the elevator. That's some good shit.
Everything else,
where he's like you're bluffing, and then it's like, you think so? You're dead wrong.
Well, you're dead wrong.
It's like explosive rounds out of your like P90 or whatever.
Yeah, I've only seen parts of the Ghost in the Shell anime that Adam has showed me. Which have been very selective.
It's a really slow show though.
It is. I remember like when I originally like tried to watch the series, I got too bored. I got like halfway through the first episode.
There's definitely some episodes where they're totally fine with just sitting around talking the entire time. Like that show is weird because like they save a shit ton of money because they're all telepathic or whatever. So it's like, oh, we need to have a confidential conversation. Let's plug in and just use a still frame.
So it's basically just like pictures.
It's like one picture.
That's genius. And it's a stylistic choice.
They pan over 3 pictures. I was fine with that, but then like House Husband is like this whole new level.
They needed frames donated to them.
Yeah, whenever we were watching like another show where something like some dumb animation sequence that didn't look that pretty happened, I kept on saying like they should have donated those frames.
But I mean, like House Husband is like a fine series. I think that it's a good manga. It's just like I can't watch that. It's too much for me, you know?
Yeah. Like the manga's better because then you can imagine the motion, whereas the show is like there is none. This is just. And the show was like filling in spaces that like the manga didn't fill in. Like when he beats up the guy in the cooking class, then he like gives like some kind of moral lesson about it. But like in the manga, he just beats him up and it's just funny. Yeah, well, it's funny because of how goofy it looks in the fucking anime. That's what people were saying, right? That it enhances the comedy by how terrible it looks. Yeah, I feel like. But I think that it's like a completely different comedy. One Punch Man was like plenty funny, and that had pretty good animation.
Yeah, well, One Punch Man was very stylistic.
Hey. All right, ready? Ready? You have to put all of your power, focus your chi into a single point. Ready? You're scared.
Woo!
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Hang on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Although theoretically there's 7 backers, so really 4 more high fives to go.
Do the confusion. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys for that. The thing about One Punch Man, though, was like they were very clever with how they would simplify the show. Like when it was very serious, you got a lot of detail and a lot of thought put into the action scenes. And then when it was silly, his face would turn into an egg. And like, that's funny. That's what makes it funny. It's funny when it gets serious and detailed, and it's funny when it gets simplified. They have great comedic timing. But with House Husband...
There's a play? Like a stage play?
There's a play? I knew that there was a live series, like a live action series before the anime.
I feel like I would watch a live action version of that.
That's what I said.
Yeah. You could do like a mafia version of that too.
I mean, it would be an overall pretty easy show to adapt into live action. And basically, whenever there's an easy anime to adapt into live action, Japan will do it. It's like, oh, thank you for your donation, Gunnar. The SAC episode where they were moving their lips but speaking secretly about the AI robot tanks that were watching them was pretty scary.
I'm trying to remember that, but I don't remember that really. Maybe I do. That's Standalone Complex. SAC.
Oh, I got you.
It
That
goes to the
was
show.
the series, yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely. I prefer a theatrical play version of myself. Yeah. Definitely. But I don't know if you know this, but remember that anime My Love Story? They have like a live action movie of that. And I feel like that works for a live action because like you could just summarize the first few episodes into a movie and have it work and be a complete story.
Yeah.
It's a good show too, by the way, people. If you're looking for a romantic anime, then me and Adam have all the recommendations for you.
I can definitely not like I can definitely unrecommend certain shows.
All the ones that he's wasted his time on.
There's like a pile of ones that make you feel bad, and there's a pile of ones where nothing happens.
Which
And-
also makes you feel bad.
but it's not like the same thing as like just like ruining your week. Like sometimes you watch an anime, it's just like so horrible. You're just like it's just sad and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we watched.
The weird thing is when they're really popular for being sad.
Yeah, like
It's like
Nana.
just a bunch of masochists.
Yeah, Nana is like recommended by a whole bunch of psychopaths.
I've never seen Nana.
We watched
Rec,
which is like
recording.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And then like the anime is fine, but then you read the manga for long enough and it's just like it's like the NTR like horrible.
Yeah, you told me about how that manga went and I was horrified.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Was it 1 week friends? Nothing happens. I looked at the manga and they did like an extra edition, like bonus epilogue, and nothing happens.
Not even the epilogue, huh?
Yeah.
Brutal.
But like, I think reading like the manga for the Don't Bully Me thing, that's pretty decent.
Best romance, much tragic.
Yeah.
That sums it up pretty well.
Wait, now I have to think of like some good ones. I'm trying to think. It's a good like romance.
I thought Love Is War was pretty good, but it was more so good for the comedy.
But nothing happens.
Yeah, the romance doesn't really move forward from what we've seen.
I
But
haven't watched the first season.
I've been watching the first season.
Because like nothing happened. I started at the second season and nothing happened, so I was like, all right, well I'm not watching the first season until something happens.
But yeah, but I'm definitely watching it for. What do you think about this?
Please. Is that the one where Al ran over my foot?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Is that the one with the drool?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I had a video for that tomorrow.
It's probably like, God, the sound effects are so fucking brutal. Oh my God. I didn't know that would be like, I like read the summary and I was like, yeah, whatever. And
we
then
didn't read the whole summary. You read like the beginning summary?
I saw a recommendation and it was like, who'd thought that like a romance about a mutual love of drool would be good? And I was like, yeah, whatever. And I didn't like,
yeah, whatever. You didn't think
I
about
didn't
it?
know how gross it was until I was like watching it. I'm like, oh man, this is like,
it's too much.
But I would bet that at least like progress happens and it's like wholesome, or like she's like nice to him and stuff.
Yeah, although very, very fetishy.
Yeah.
And I like read the episode synopsises for like, the rest of the episodes. Every single one is like usually surrounded by them swapping drool and some other drama happening on the side.
Yeah. But at least she's like nice to him.
At least she's nice. Yeah.
At least
she doesn't cheat on him.
Maybe by the end of the series something will happen, so that's at least something. Oh my God, what is that stupid show that was like 7 years later? They hold hands. Like,
I don't know. You told me about that, and I don't know
we
what it
watched
was.
an offshoot of it, like a side character.
Didn't we watch that one movie without like watching the series, and it was like Tamako Love Story or something? With like their
those
pigtails. Yeah, that was a movie, and we didn't watch the original series. And that was a slow movie.
Yeah, it was fine, but
it made me feel so bad for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she has to be pressured into saying that she likes him back.
Yeah, it was a little much.
Before she's like, I'll just pretend I didn't hear his love confession and let's make believe everything normal.
It was cute at first, but then it starts to get like, oh, come on, man, say something.
Yeah, the moment that he ran away from her and started screaming, that was too much for me. That was like, oh God, you're a bitch. It's too much.
Yeah. Seeing Yesterday for me is like the slowest thing ever, but it feels like, I wouldn't recommend that. I would maybe watch just the last episode or something, but God, that's slow. Or watch it on like 8 times speed, all the episodes like lined up.
Yeah, I feel like there are other romances. Well, Adam has officially watched Uzaki. He likes it.
Oh, that's the best. That's like so good. Nothing happens in that, but it's so cute. Nothing happens at all. Don't expect nothing happens at all. Like it moves forward, but it just doesn't reach the destination.
Yeah, it's kind of like a seesaw. Like we move forward and move back.
Yeah, but that was cute. It was cute and happy. It was nice.
Yeah, he got me a Sugoi shirt. It's a little bit too big for me, but I will totally wear it. We got to do that real versus fake anime challenge. Yeah. Oh boy.
I'm going to destroy you.
No way.
I'm going to own-zone you. Oh, if I win, we should do like a wager or something. If I win, you have to brush your teeth and then drink orange juice.
But I've already done that.
But what? Have you?
Yeah, you made me do that. And I was like, I don't see any difference. And you were like, ah!
An alien. An alien. Please, chat, tell me that you understand. Like, the orange juice tastes like super gross with the mint. It's an unfortunate tragedy everyone on Earth besides this alien creature has gone through.
Well, it sounds good. Chocolate oranges.
What?
And I was just thinking about mint chocolate when you said orange and mint, and then it got me thinking about chocolate oranges. Have you ever seen those?
Yes. Orange juice after brushing teeth is gross.
Grapefruit juice is worst. Yes.
I feel like Trisha would just be immune to it. She would just brush her. You use like bubblegum toothpaste or something.
No, I use normal mint toothpaste.
Alien.
I would love some bubblegum toothpaste. That's an anniversary gift to consider.
Okay.
What are we gonna do for our anniversary?
Didn't it already happen?
What month is it? April? Isn't our like random anniversary date in the summer?
Yeah. Why did I gave you like this like hair things. Why did I do that? There was like an event. Oh, was that Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just
You're mixing up the days.
okay.
It's okay. I had bubblegum toothpaste as a kid. Yeah, I did too. That shit was the greatest. It's like, it's nice to have toothpaste that actually tastes good.
What's that?
I had bubblegum. I had bubblegum mouthwash too. It's just all bubblegum.
Be exercised, your foul demons.
It's all bubblegum. Always has been.
Bubblegum toothpaste.
You got a problem with bubblegum? You gonna
bubblegum tooth? I don't know. It's like cleaning. I don't know. Imagine you're like in a it shouldn't just be mint. I don't know. Here's a fun fact for you. You know how like sometimes like when you use shampoo, it burns a little bit or whatever. Like, okay, so some shampoos will like burn to give you like a cleaning feeling, but there's no reason that it burns. They add something to burn you.
It's so messed up. Bubblegum flavored soda. That sounds interesting.
That would probably taste good.
That sounds like a flavor of Ramune, actually.
Yeah, that probably would taste good, and it's also.
Adam, you need different shampoo.
No, I don't use it anymore. But tea tree, yeah, I think tea tree shampoo does that. Also, don't use tea tree shampoo if you're a guy, anyway, because it has tea tree oil is a soy analog or whatever. So you will get boobs.
You'll get the boobies.
Or, mood disorder or something.
Yeah. I guess that's it's a problem with girls, because you did mention like you knew a girl who like had a lot of soy in a day and had problems or something.
I think we just ordered Chinese for like a couple days straight and like, soy sauce or whatever. And then like every conversation that this girl got into became like the end of like a dramatic movie or whatever, where they're like crying in the rain. Like every conversation would turn into like crying in the rain. Like she would start crying and she'd be like very dramatic and yelling and like about to like fall on the floor with like passion for like whatever. And like her parents drove from like the Midwest or whatever to like take care of her because she was like whatever. But she had some kind of mood related disorder because she
like
took
bipolar disorder or something.
I don't know. She took birth control to regulate her hormones. Mm-hmm. So by having like something that acts like estrogen, it like soy is like an analog for estrogen or whatever. So it like can put you out of balance.
Anything that gives you a hormonal side effect should be enjoyed in moderation.
Oh, you know what's funny about the plastic beads in toothpastes and body scrubs? They used to be not plastic beads. They used to be bits of soap, but then they realized it would be cheaper to make it plastic. And they like did a focus group and they're like, well, can you tell the difference? And they're like, no. And then they just turned it into,
fun. Some Asians tolerate soy better, supposedly, so they can eat tofu a lot without taking damage.
Getting damage.
Taking a lot of damage. I guess that makes sense if they've been like eating it for a long time. Maybe they've built up tolerance.
Yeah, that's like a big part of their like culture or whatever.
Yeah. They eat a lot of fish foods too because they're in England.
Yeah, but if you are walking around with big fat double D's and you're a guy, and
That's a problem.
and,
Yeah.
you eat tofu a lot, and you're Asian, you could probably still consider stopping to see if that goes down. The main problem is just like because it messes with like your fat distribution or whatever. It's like it can be hard to lose weight if you're having a lot of like stuff that acts like different like hormonal analogs.
Yeah, definitely. Can't believe vegans will like they talk about their diet like it's so healthy, but then they eat unhealthy things all the time.
Dude, I actually don't know. Yeah. Well,
It's so backward.
I had a friend who was vegetarian, and like her diet consisted of mainly macaroni and cheese and top ramen. Like people talk about like a vegetarian diet being healthy, but it's like it's only like a healthy diet is one where you like take care of yourself.
Right.
Like if you have like a nice stir fry with like meat in it, you're not gonna like explode. Like you're not like
you're not going to
healthy as-
immediately die from eating red meat.
Yeah.
It's like other things. Enjoy in moderation, but you're not going to save the planet either by choosing not to eat the red meat. Like it's still dead. It's still there.
Yeah.
It's not going to disappear.
That it reminds me of the rainforest thing.
Oh yeah, right.
So like
tell them about that.
So like soap used to contain like animal products, like fat. You need fat for it. So it'd be like, I don't know, like you'd get it from like an animal product. But then like to not do that, you need some kind of like plant-based thing. You still need like an oil or whatever. So they started using like palm oil, which I don't think comes from like palm trees, but it comes from like I know what the plant looks like because I've seen the farms, but you need like a tropical environment for it, so like a rainforest. So that's why when like the rainforest like was burning down in Brazil, that's why that they were deforesting. Yeah. So that's why they were deforesting in the rainforest, in like what is it, Brazil or something. It was because they were going to log it, so they were going to cut down all the trees and sell the wood, and then they were going to replant palm oil, like do a palm oil farm, because that's like a big product now for like, you know, people that don't want animal products in their soap and people who want like different kinds of like beauty products or something. But the way that they were deforesting, it sounds really stupid because most people don't live by rainforests, but they had never, and it is really funny, and I laugh at it all the time whenever I remember that this happened.
It's so sad.
But to be fair, they never experienced a drought because they were at a rainforest, which is always raining, and it's very wet. It's very hard to burn down trees. But what they did do was go around with like fire trucks, basically, and like spray the trees with
not our fire trucks that spurt fire.
No, it's like they were spraying gasoline on the trees and then they lit it on fire. And then it started this crazy forest fire. And people were like, well, how did the forest fire start? And it's like, well, funny story. We sprayed gasoline with a hose during a drought. But it's like, I don't know. The reason they were having droughts is because they've been deforesting forever. So it's like, you know, you learn from your mistakes. They won't use a giant hose to hose down the rainforest with gasoline and then light it on fire anymore.
And the idea of them farming the plants was for vegans, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think there's also problems with like talc beyond that, but if you want to blame vegans, that's okay.
Well, you mentioned it before that like they needed that product because it was in high demand.
Well, yeah, palm oil I think is just a high demand like product now. It's in a lot of things like candles and soap and all different like, you know, body products and stuff like creams, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's something people look for, just like coconut oil or whatever. It just like sounds good.
B vitamins are important to supplement if you are vegan. I mean, vitamins in general are just nice. Yeah, especially if you don't eat a lot of vegetables or fish oil, I guess is a big one. People don't have too much of omegas.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I do my best to take vitamins every day. I take some like, what is it called? Turmeric to try to help with inflation in my arm.
Inflammation,
yeah.
You Luffy? Said inflation.
Sorry. You know I'm dyslexic. You know I have trouble speaking words. And theoretically, everyone on this channel should know that by now, because I mess up in all my videos too. I mess up everywhere. But yeah, I guess pretty soon we'll be wrapping up the stream.
Huh.
Do another refresh to see if I have to smack your hand more. Oh! Oh no! Why?
That wasn't even a direct hit.
It hurt though.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
But you had 2 more backers.
my hand's all red.
It
Abuse.
only hit like this part of my hand.
Oh, good. The hard part.
Well, I can't. It takes 2 to have a car accident. You know what I mean? So,
I didn't know you were gonna go that hard.
well.
Oh,
What, did it hit your whole hand?
that was mostly like this part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my hand stings too.
Good. At least we have a
And my
equivalent
hands,
exchange.
my hands are like way too soft. I was like standing like this, and I like stuck my hand under my belt, and I shaved off my skin a few minutes ago. Yeah. If anyone is curious
Your
how
hands are too delicate, like
baby
flower
soft my
petals.
hands, yeah. So really, you should be.
But also, my hand is like half the size of your hand.
Yeah, but then it's like, well, like Piccolo, where he like focuses his like to whoever he was beating with he's like focusing all of his power in his 2 fingers. That's like you. So your hands are small, so.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
He pokes someone with like his or no, is it 1 finger? He like pokes someone to like break through their. I don't know. I don't remember now.
I've definitely seen that somewhere. I don't know if that was Dragon Ball, but it's probably Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Dragon
Because
Ball
this
thing.
is special beam cannon, but then he also pokes someone, right?
You reached out to other channels to cross-promote your campaign. No, not yet anyway. I'm just kind of going about it casually. We're trying to keep like an overall low goal. Not really asking for much flexible funding, it's like I'm willing to put my own money in to print it, but it also would be nice to sell it to other people who are interested in having a physical version of the book. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to print it, and I guess it'll make it feel more worth it if I also have people who would like to buy it after it's printed.
I would go in for my nephew, but I probably have other like relatives that are like little, don't I?
Well, like I mentioned before, you also have to make sure that the parents are okay with the content. I don't know if my sister is super okay with it, because she's kind of like a modern style parent, where she's like, very cautious about what her kids read.
I didn't really see anything that was bad, though.
No, I mean, not by my standards or by your standards, I'm sure, because, like, I grew up on cartoons that were basically like this, where it would be like, I don't know, I guess not too babied down, but not too serious, There was a lot of shows like that during the early 2000s.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I enjoyed stuff that was for like an age group higher.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than like maybe Happy Tree Friends being
oh god, I
slightly
never
too
liked
intense.
that. I never liked that. I still don't like it. I don't understand. I just don't understand how it could go on for that long.
I think it's
and
just,
people still finding it funny.
I think probably stoners, but like some of it's funny, but they ruin their own jokes because it gets too dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Fall Out Boy did like a music video with Happy Tree Friends, and it was terrifying.
That is
So
something.
I like watched it with my sister, and she's like laughing, and I'm like traumatized.
I think, yeah, I've always enjoyed like comedy being mixed with other stuff. So like
That's true.
Venture Brothers or something where it's like a decent plot on its own, but then it's funny. You know?
Yeah, I like Venture Brothers. I heard it got canceled though.
I don't know if I watched the whole last season.
No, we didn't, because we were going to watch it together, and you were just never in the mood to watch it.
Well, yeah, because it's always like noisy and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, but we do watch anime.
Yeah.
A lot of anime.
But I wouldn't watch like One Punch Man or something when like people are around like clanging pots and whatever they're doing.
Your house is always so loud. What is with people?
I have an open concept first floor. Open concept.
Mm.
I guess everyone does though. I don't know. It's not that weird. There's no like there's very wide doorways, so like sound travels easily.
Right.
Except for like the kitchen sink and then like the stairs like right around the corner for some reason is like completely muted.
That's where we have all our conversations in the middle of the night. Well, I guess that'll wrap up the stream for now. So if you are interested in picking up an Ellie book, I would recommend it, naturally.
Yeah,
Adam would recommend it. Neither of us are biased, we swear.
I feel like as long as the kid's old enough to understand it, they'll think it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, I reviewed this. Here, I'll post it in the chat. I reviewed this Cuphead comic not too long ago. And it's like one of those things where it's definitely not morally correct humor necessarily, but it's not too far gone that a kid couldn't read it. I would just like prefer them to understand, not to replicate the behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess it requires an intelligent young lad to read the comics. I don't know when that Netflix Cuphead show is coming out, but I do want to check it out. It was supposed to come out like this year, I think, but they haven't done an official date, so I don't know. But yeah.
What was that show where they like the kids were like in the woods and it was like terrifying? Are You Afraid of the Dark or whatever?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't watch that though.
Good goddamn.
Good goddamn.
I don't remember much about that show, but I remember being spooked.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember seeing an episode when I was way too young to understand it, and like this guy was like, "It's okay, like you know, it's not your fault. Like your dad drinks too much." And I like looked down at my juice box, and I'm like, "Oh no."
Oh no.
And I was like, "Oh no, I drink
too much too.
I drink too much juice. I like the juice box so much though."
I remember there's old classic Goosebumps where they had like a Goosebumps shows.
Oh, there's the show? Okay.
Yeah, or maybe they were just like shorts that they would put up, but I remember liking those, and I remember liking the books. And I wasn't even really into horror, but that was like at a tame. It was so tame that I could, as a kid, enjoy it.
Yeah, I read Magic Treehouse.
Of course. Goosebumps was good shit, man.
And then all these like random like fantasy novels that like never really like went anywhere or whatever. Like I look up the authors years later, and then they like I don't know, didn't really do anything else.
Yeah. There's also a lot of things that got popular, and I just never really understood why.
Oh god, I hated those stupid stories where like it ends with them losing all their magic or like losing all their special powers.
Yeah, right.
Read like
Such a bummer.
Yeah, like, read Book of the Stars, and he like doesn't have magic at the end. It's like,
especially when you're a kid, because you're like, well, I want them to keep their magic. Clearly, but yeah. Anyway, I guess we'll end the stream. We're gonna pack up and skedaddle. We're gonna do gamer streams for the week.
Let's do some Dead Rising.
Yeah.
I want to show off with like Dead Rising 1, but then we should probably play like Dead Rising 2 in like co-op.
So if you do want to see those, we stream games on DLive, which you can see in the description below. That's where I keep the DLive link.
Yeah, streaming's fun.
Streaming is fun. You're learning the appeal.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then tomorrow is going to be Cringe Tuesday, where I upload the video that I made about Mysterious Girlfriend X.
Oh man,
it involved a lot of screaming.
Hey, if you enjoy that, I don't mean to like
no, it's fine,
because like that show seems pretty wholesome, but like
it's like if you're into that stuff, that's like okay. I have a recommendation for you if you're interested in it. That is Mysterious Girlfriend X.
Yeah, that's definitely the least like
that is
horrifying. Like of like the different like fetishes or whatever. That's definitely not like.
It's not as horrifying.
It's not like a morally repulsive one. You know what I mean? It's just like. Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
Like is having a hand fetish like someone just like slapping their like boob into your hand.
I don't know. I guess to some extent, maybe I can get it because it's like hand jobs. You're like, okay. I want to see that hand on me.
It's not that far from like. Yeah, it's not that far from like the imagine. Lizards is where I get very confused, but like. I can see. I guess hands don't. They're not like. I don't know. It's like I guess it makes sense, but it's just like it seems like an inconvenient one because at least like feet are like in shoes, but like hands are just nude all the time.
There was a JoJo villain who had a hand fetish. Did I ever tell you about that one?
No.
He would cut off girls' hands. Well, he would kill the girls first. So.
Well, that's nice of him.
And he would keep their hands until they grew gross. You need another hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was a spooky villain.
Okay.
All right, guys. We're going to end it there. So if you'd like less hand fetish stuff and more wholesome content, check out Ellie the Eliminator. We're going to skedaddle, but we'll see you next time. Till then, guys.